Am I live, guys? I have had quite a few technical difficulties trying to get this to go live. My computer decided it was going to restart about 5 times. Oh, and they're tearing the living room up in there. Can you guys see me? All right. So what I'm going to do tonight is Chris had ordered some of Direct D's records, and we're going to go over those tonight. But the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys a clip of one of his videos where he's explaining, those charges. And I want you guys to tell me if you think that what he says the charges were matches up to what the charges actually are. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. I haven't done this a lot, so if there's any more technical difficulties, just bear with me. And I don't know why my laptop kept trying to restart it. It was a mess trying to get this started. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in, we're going to watch his video. Nope. And I do not have headphones. So if you guys have like a... No, not that.
Hey, y'all.
You want to come help me? Or
no, you're going to need to hear it.
You think so?
Okay, Nate, you can.
Well, I was playing it to see if...
Unless your mic's muted.
I'm going to have to restart it because I wasn't screen sharing.
Okay, what's up, everybody?
Yeah, I'm not screen sharing yet. Okay. We've got this, guys. Make sure that nothing is back there that I don't want everybody to see. So whenever the audio was playing, was it like giving you guys a weird sound, or did it sound okay? I know, Angry Vet. Okay, sounds fine. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and watch it. So... All right. Okay, so do you guys have audio or no? No sound? No audio. Okay. Well, this is great. This is going to work out. What do I need to do to fix this? Okay, so you can hear me, but you can't hear the video audio. Is that correct? Okay.
Hello, everybody, and
I have help.
thank you for being here with Tiffany, OMC. I'm actually going to go ahead and walk her through this. Go to present again, ma'am.
Okay.
Where it says screen.
Share screen.
At the bottom of that, is there a little slider bar that says audio?
Follow these steps to share audio. Share screen, present, Chrome tab. Okay.
All right. Now, before you start it, everybody's saying hi to me. So I want everybody to know, thank you. Hello. And while I'm at it, I'm going to steal a little bit of the spotlight. If you guys want to, go check out Tiffany telling part of her story on We Will Hear You or WY. And then, of course, if anybody wants to tell their story, you can send an email to nofrillsmedia24@gmail.com and we can set it up. Okay, go ahead, ma'am. Sorry.
I just seen what you were telling me, and whenever I bring this up again, you guys will have audio. So let's try this again. Entire screen, share. Okay.
On 5/21.
It's working, yes.
At approximately whatever hours, I responded to 3801 West Indian School Road to back up Officer Diaz on a call of a check welfare at the restaurant being Denny's. Upon arrival, I spoke with victim one, Robert, who told me he had been jumped and $1,000 in cash had been stolen from him. Victim one stated he...
Can you turn it up?
...into a car at gunpoint and then dumped on the side of the road at North 38th Ave, just south of West Indian School Road. Victim one stated...
down by the pause button, the volume, the speaker. Yep, there you go.
Robert stated he had gone to a Wells Fargo.
Right. Let's go back just a bit because I don't want you guys to miss it. And if anybody couldn't hear it, then...
And $1,000 in cash had been stolen from him. Victim one stated he had been forced into a car at gunpoint and then dumped on the side of the road at North 38th Ave, just south of West Indian School Road. Victim one stated suspects had thrown his wallet over a fence. And that's true, we did. Robert stated he had gone to a Wells Fargo in a Bash's grocery today in the area of Dysart Road and Camelback. He stated he withdrew $1,000 so that he could buy a car. Robert stated he found a 1991 Acura Integra HE he was going to buy. He stated he had been in contact with his friend, suspect one, Christopher Ruff, who had stated he wanted to help Robert buy a car. Robert made plans to meet with Christopher at the Jack in the Box at North 75th Ave and West Indian School Road. Robert stated that at approximately 19:55 hours, suspect one, Christopher, arrived in his black Subaru Impreza being driven by suspect one's girlfriend, Amanda. Robert stated that suspect 2, Tyler Kane, was in the back seat. The plan was for all 4 individuals to meet the owner of the Acura Integra so Robert could take a look at it and buy it. Robert stated that at approximately 1950... Oh, no, I already read that. Robert stated Amanda started driving around as if lost. Robert stated he was driven to the area of 7300 West Meadowbrook
Can you pause it?
House with an open garage.
Yes.
Okay. Donna Kennedy Adams, thank you for the support of the channel.
Oh, thank you, Donna. Oh, and look at you have. Thank you, Angry Vet. He gifted 50 memberships. Thank you guys so much. All right, let's go back into this. We'll come back to this video also after I review his record that I have. So don't worry, we'll go over this video again.
Garage. Robert stated the black Subaru driven by Amanda stopped there, and Robert thought Christopher was going to make a drug deal with somebody. Robert stated he and Tyler both got out of the backseat of the Subaru and smoked a cigarette. Robert said Christopher gave a handgun to Tyler, who racked the slide, pointed the gun at Robert, and told Robert to give him the $1,000. Now, Robert's not a woman's name, for those of you that aren't aware of that kind of thing. Tyler told Robert he was going to pistol whip him and kill him if Robert didn't hand over all the cash in 10 seconds. He didn't say that part. That's some weird shit that was added into the police report that was not said. Like, any conversation about give us money happened inside of the car. I didn't hand him the gun. He racked the slide. Like, in their narrative, we're all still standing outside of the car, but that's not what happened. I handed him the gun. They both got into the back seat of the car again. We started driving around. Then he racked the slide and made him cough up his money. And after he racked the slide, I knew he had a live round in the chamber, so I made him give me my gun back and took the fucking round out of it and then put it underneath of my arm like this while they're in the back seat. Robert stated he gave Tyler his wallet and everything that was in his pockets. Robert said Tyler took the $1,000 and both Christopher and Tyler went through his wallet. Robert said he was forced back into the black Subaru with a spoiler at gunpoint against his will. Robert stated while in the car, he was punched in the face by Tyler in the back seat of the car while Christopher held a gun on him from the front passenger seat. Yeah, I had my gun under my arm like this, pointed at the back seat and at him. There wasn't a round in there, though. I'm not going to shoot this dude over $1,000, but the dude I was with, the 18-year-old Tyler that I was with, now that fool was stupid enough to actually shoot somebody. So that's why I took my gun away. So we only got in trouble for armed robbery, or not a murder. Robert stated while in the car, he was punched in the face by Tyler in the back seat of the car while Christopher held a gun on him from the front passenger seat. Tyler stated...
How long can I play a clip without needing to stop in between?
With this channel, I would probably really only play a couple minutes of it because we don't know what his motives will be later on or even now.
Right. Okay. So, well, I stopped.
And for those of you who want to know how to turn on membership or being able to receive memberships, you can Google it, or there is a YouTube video on how to be able to receive that. But for some reason, Tiff, it only showed 21 of the 50.
Okay. I had an issue like that once before whenever I was gifted several memberships, or the channel was, and I had to contact YouTube. So if you guys don't care, make sure that you have it set up so that you can receive the gifted memberships. Hopefully they'll go out, and if not, then I'll go through the same process I already had to once before with YouTube and have them correct it. So, but I think this video is almost to a point where we can stop and go back through and look at the actual
Robert
records.
stated Tyler produced brass knuckles and a switchblade knife, which is true. Tyler began threatening Robert that he was going to bleed him all over the back seat. Robert stated that Christopher told Tyler not to stab him because Christopher did not want blood in his back seat. No, I don't want to get in trouble for a fucking murder. But telling some moron that's actually down to stab somebody, hey man, don't get fucking blood on my back seat, that goes a little bit smoother than telling somebody, no, don't kill him, I don't want to get in trouble. Especially when you're in the moment of some shit like that. You don't fucking talk like that. You tell him, don't get blood on my back seat. Robert stated Tyler began poking him in the side with the knife and talking trash to him, which he did. Robert said that Tyler threatened to stab him in between the ribs and keep poking him on the left side of his abdomen. Tyler did not puncture his skin, but did it in a way to show dominance and keep Robert in fear. While all this was happening, Christopher kept pointing the handgun at Robert and Amanda kept driving. So if you listen to this story, me and my girlfriend at the time literally just sat in the front seat. Like, yeah, I had a gun pointed at him, but you know, I took the round out, tried to make sure the dude didn't stab him. Like, I was just kind of there. I set it up, but I was just kind of there. My co-defendant is the one that actually did all the robbing and the gun in the face and I'll stab you and I'll kill you and shit. That's right here.
I think this is a good place to pause.
Let's speed it up.
So
it is, and you actually have quite a bit. You've got 214 people watching in your chat right now.
wow, thank you.
You
guys.
have Georgia Transparency, The Angry Vet, Veterans Affair Media, AJOT, Toe for Life, Cammed Up
Yes.
Caveman,
Hello,
Firm
everybody.
Audits, A Pig's Daughter. I mean,
Hey.
you have quite a few big names. South Carolina Phoenix, Lenny
I see, like,
Cottingham. Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining us for this. All right. So what I did is I went through and I redacted the victim's name and then street address numbers, of course, because you can't publish those on YouTube. So I redacted those. I did that with a marker. Then I scanned them in and uploaded them into a PDF. And the PDF is what we are getting ready to look at right now. So I need to go back through and let's see. Should be able to do it like this, right? No, let's not do it the hard way. I'll just present.
Yep, do it the same way. Present, share your screen, find the screen that it's on.
Window, share. Okay, so you guys can see that? At least.
Yeah, they can see it.
Perfect. All right, so these records were emailed to us after we contacted the agency. Well, Chris contacted them actually and got a copy of all of these. And then you'll see the state of Arizona. And by the way, this is the first time that, aside of redacting, like I didn't go through and like read these records because I wanted to look at these records with you guys for the first time. I had heard Chris in there chuckling a bit whenever he was looking at these. So I'm trusting Chris and knowing that they don't match up to what DirectD said actually happened. So this is the first time I'm actually reading them besides just skimming through them and redacting the victim's name and street address numbers. I left the names, but I removed the numbers. So you'll see state of Arizona versus Tyler Sebastian Cain, Amanda Gilroy, and Christopher D. Ruff. This is the indictment paperwork, is what this is. Okay, so he was indicted on count 1, armed robbery, a class 2 dangerous felony. And that was all 3 of them. Count 2, kidnapping, a class 2 dangerous felony. That was all 3 of them. And then count 3, aggravated assault, a class 3 dangerous felony. And that was all 3 of them as well. Hang on, I want to shut this door. Okay. That door will not stay closed. All right. We will just carry right on. Okay, so this is the indictment. This isn't going to have, probably not, the actual victim statement in it. So what the indictment says is, on or about the 21st day of May 2011, in the course of taking property of another, oh, well, I didn't redact his name there. He's above age right now. He just turned 18, I believe. So there's the victim's name. Taking property of another from Robert Galler's person or immediate presence and against his will. Use threats or force against Robert Galler and the intent to coerce surrender of the property or to prevent resistance to Tyler, Amanda, and Christopher. Taking or retaining the property. So let's go back down here. Let's go and read the victim's statement first. And if we need to, we'll come back to this indictment. Court information sheet. Nope. All right. I believe. Yeah, I think that Todd's sniping us right now, which is funny.
And actually, I think for public safety might be sniping Todd, who's sniping OMC, who's fantastic. Sharing a Christopher Ruff video. So
that is fantastic. It doesn't get much better than that. Okay, so this is the direct complaint right here. And this is what should tell us all of our information. Okay, so it says the complainant herein personally appears and being duly sworn complains on information and belief against Tyler Sebastian Kane and Amanda Marie Gilroy and Christopher D. Ruff, charging that in Maricopa County, Arizona. So count 1. Tyler Sebastian Kane, Amanda Marie Gilroy, and Christopher D. Ruff on or about the 21st day of May 2011 in the course of taking property of another from Robert Galler's person or immediate presence and against his will used threats or force against Robert Galler with the intent to coerce surrender of the property or to prevent resistance to Tyler Sebastian Kane, Amanda Gilroy, and Christopher Ruff, taking, retaining the property, while Tyler Sebastian Kane, Amanda Gilroy, and Christopher Ruff, or an accomplice, was armed with a deadly weapon or simulated deadly weapon. And then it has the Arizona revised statutes that was in violation of. And we can look at those later if you guys want to. It says the state of Arizona further alleges that the offense charged in this count is a dangerous felony because the offense involved the discharge, use, or threatening exhibition of a gun, a deadly weapon, or dangerous instrument in violation of ARS 13704. I could have swore that there was like an actual statement. What page am I on? Let's go through here and see. There's a statement. which would be better to read than what the state has to say.
While you're looking for that,
There we go.
there's a couple of people who are coming in and telling your mods to stop timing people out because it's not your mods' channel. I'll let you know that I did say that the mods only do what the channel owner tells them to do. So
Right.
just to let you know.
Well, I appreciate that. I know that I had told my mods that if they have anything bad to say about me, specifically involving my children, to go ahead and time them out. If they have a legitimate question, though, guys, like, let their question be seen. And if it's just something to be stupid or annoying, I mean, time them out. I don't have time for that crap. I really don't have time for that crap. I mean, my mods are good. I completely trust you guys. Or I wouldn't give you a wrench. So I think this is the narrative that he was telling me about. And I did redact this. I just didn't redact the other one. So we'll go through and we'll read this narrative. I think this is the one that he was reading that he had altered. So let's see. So it says, on May 21st, 2011, at approximately 19:55 hours, the victim met with who he identified as his drug dealer, Christopher Ruff. Christopher lives in girlfriends Amanda Gilroy and Christopher's friend, Tyler Kane, at Christopher's house. And I didn't do a very good job on redacting that, did I? Have to go back through and fix it. Okay. Victim has known and bought marijuana from Christopher for approximately a year. Victim has known Tyler for approximately a year as well. When interviewing him, he was able to provide a first and last name of both. Why did I redact that? Maybe I messed this up. No, I didn't. Okay, so it says victim stated that he only knows Christopher's girlfriend Amanda by her first name. Victim had been talking with Christopher about using $1,000 that he had in order to purchase a vehicle. Victim stated that Christopher agreed to help him by giving him a ride to buy a vehicle that he had found. Victim is able to provide officers a receipt showing that he had taking the money out of his account. Victim voluntarily went with Christopher, Tyler, and Amanda in what he described as a black four-door Subaru that Christopher was the owner of. Amanda, who was the driver of the vehicle, drove to the location of approximately West Meadowbrook Avenue. The car was pulled over by an unknown house. Victim thought that Christopher was just delivering some marijuana to someone and stepped out of the car to smoke a cigarette. Christopher pulled out a silver semi-automatic handgun and pointed it at the victim. Tyler had also exited the vehicle and stood by with Christopher. Amanda was still in the vehicle, but could see what was occurring with the victim. Christopher told him that he wanted the victim's $1,000 or he would kill him. The victim did not know what to do and stood there. Christopher and Tyler then began to hit him, demanding the money. Christopher surrendered the money and was hit several more times. The victim was told at gunpoint to get back into the vehicle. Christopher at some point handed the gun to Tyler to place victim in the vehicle. Tyler had a knife and brass knuckles with him and was poking Robert in the side slightly with the knife, threatening him. I did a horrible job at redacting this. Sorry, guys. Happy you guys were all of age at the time this happened. Amanda was still driving the vehicle and at the direction of Christopher took, we know his name is now Robert, to an ATM located at Camelback Road. There, Tyler got out of the vehicle with Robert and told him to, whoever typed this did a horrible job, told him to withdraw money from the ATM. Robert attempted to withdraw $200 from the account, but did not have sufficient funds to do so. Robert was brought back to the vehicle. He was then driven to the location of West Indian School Road towards a dead end. There, Robert was taken out of the vehicle again and hit several more times in the head and body. His wallet and cell phone were taken from him. Christopher threw Robert's wallet over a fence. Officers later recovered the wallet in the area that Robert described. Robert was told by Christopher and Tyler that if he went to the police, that they would kill him and his family. The three suspects then drove off, leaving Robert at the location. Robert had visible injuries on his face from being hit. He had scrapes on his arms from being dragged on the pavement. Robert immediately called police and provided information on what had occurred. Robert provided information that Christopher sells marijuana and other drugs from his residence. Robert had contact with Tyler and Christopher on a regular basis for approximately a year. Therefore, they are known subjects to him. Robert identified both Christopher and Tyler from their motor vehicle photographs on 5/22/2011 at 22:00 hours. I don't know what that is military time.
22 minutes after midnight.
Okay. Officers from the Special Assignment Unit were called to assist with the arrest of the identified suspects. At this point, all that was known about Amanda was that she was living with Christopher and that she was a dancer at the Alaskan Bush Company. Officers sat on the location of West Corsado Lane, which is the location that Robert provided to me as Christopher and Amanda's house. Officers observed the black Subaru drive up to the residence, open the garage, and go in. Officers took custody of the driver of the vehicle, later identified as Amanda Gilroy, and the passenger of the vehicle, Christopher Ruff. Officers observed a silver handgun in the back of the vehicle and saw that Christopher was attempting to hide something in the back seat. Sergeant Russo stated that it appeared that the suspects were attempting to close the garage on them as they approached the vehicle. Sergeant Russo conducted a protective sweep of the house as there was a weapon in the vehicle and Tyler was still outstanding in the case. So it means that they hadn't apprehended him yet. And he lives at this residence, right? That's what it said in the narrative.
Mr. Ruff?
No, I know Ruff and Amanda live here, but Tyler lived with them also, right?
It says down here that he was found at his residence in Avondale.
I think he lived with his mom and dad. Okay. So when officers entered the home, they noted a shotgun in the living room area. In one of the bedroom, officers noted equipment and small marijuana plants growing, which is common in marijuana grow. Officers are standing by the residence until a search warrant can be obtained so that evidence of the crime of both armed robbery, kidnapping, and possession of marijuana. A criminal history check was completed of Christopher Ruff. Christopher was found to be a convicted felon and on probation. Tyler was found at his residence in Avondale and arrested without incident. Tyler lives with his parents at the location. Victim was shown a lineup of Amanda where he positively identified her as being involved. Okay, so Christopher was advised of his Miranda rights and interviewed while at police headquarters. Christopher stated he was not involved with this incident and did not commit the crimes he is being charged with. Amanda was advised of her Miranda rights and interviewed while at police headquarters. Amanda stated she was driving the car and Christopher was in the front passenger seat, Tyler was in the back seat, and so was the victim. Stated she was told to drive around, but did not see or hear anything. She remembers stopping at a Chase Bank and seeing Tyler and victim at ATM. Said she did not see Christopher with the handgun, but can only assume he had it with him because he usually has it. stated she did not see any armed robbery, aggravated assault, or kidnapping happen. Tyler was advised of his Miranda rights and interviewed while at police headquarters. Tyler stated he was with Christopher, Amanda, and the victim on Saturday. Tyler said he did not commit any crime and did not assault the victim, that Christopher was armed with a handgun, and that Christopher took money from victim. Tyler said he searched the victim and removed the victim's property from his person, including a pocket knife. Tyler stated he never jabbed the victim with the knife and did not take any property from the victim. So, let's see what else this is. Maricopa. Okay, so waived their trial. Defendant knowingly and intelligently and voluntarily waives all pertinent custodial and appellate rights and entered a plea of guilty. Okay, so this was for Christopher, correct? Ruffy Poo. Yes. Yeah, this is for Ruffy Poo. All right. Okay, so as a punishment, it is ordered defendant is sentenced to a term of imprisonment and is committed to the Arizona Department of Corrections as follows. Count 1, 7 years from November 10th, 2011. Present incarceration credit, 171 days. Mitigated. Defendant shall pay through the clerk of the Superior Court. Restitution, $1,196. Okay. So, community supervision, count 1, waived due to the term of probation on count 2. In the event the defendant is released by the Department of Corrections on a temporary release basis, term of community supervision has been waived. I probably should have looked up all of those. I'd say it's just court process rules, though. The court is suspending imposition or execution of sentence and under the supervision of the Adult Probation Department, placing the defendant on probation for, upon release from prison, count 2 for a period of 3 years. APD. Okay, so this is just all of his sentencing. That's all this is. We'll go back up and read what he was indicted for.
Okay, now there was a question. He was already a felon before he got these charges. Is that what this paper says?
Yes. Let's go back up and look. That was in the narrative of the officer, correct? Believe so.
Yeah, you just passed it.
Of course I did. I need you to navigate these controls for me next time, Nikki.
Keep going. I think it's on the next page.
Hey, folks, I saw that video you did.
Nope, keep going.
I'm happy I've got 2 sets of eyes.
Well, I missed it that time.
We'll find it. But yes,
it does say that he is a felon, and I believe it also said he was on probation.
He was, is what it said. Absolutely. So he did this while
Stop right there.
Okay.
A criminal history check was completed of Christopher Ruff. Christopher was found to be a convicted felon and on probation.
Yep. So he was currently on probation at the time of this incident and already a felon. All right, let's go. What is this? His release questionnaire. Probable cause. 6 attached pages of narrative.
Basically, this is when he got released,
Mhm.
all the questions that have to legally be asked or answered by the courts.
See, I'm not too familiar with criminal stuff. And I mean, I had to look everything up whenever I received my papers for my very first criminal charge. I was like, what does all this mean? I'm more of a family court type person. So this is what they give you whenever you're released. It's like
Thank you, Scotto.
It's like a basic questionnaire. Thank you, Scotto.
Integrity Now News, yes. Armed robbery.
All right, so let's go back up to, let's check out what the indictment says up here. As long as I don't crash the whole party here. All right. One thing that we have definitely already learned is do not trust me to redact anything. Did a horrible job, but it's okay.
Right there on that first page is the charges. Go back up.
Yeah, this is what I read whenever I first started doing it. So,
but yes, he would be, I assume, since it says armed robbery, that would actually be a violent felony.
Which we're going to go through and look up the statutes and stuff after we review this. But yeah, all three of them were charged with armed robbery, a Class 2 dangerous felony, kidnapping, a Class 2 dangerous felony, and aggravated assault, a Class 3 dangerous felony. So that's what all three of them were charged with. And did it say that Chris pled guilty to 2 of those?
I know he waived his right to a trial. That's going to be down on that last page before the questionnaires.
We'll skim over that again. Okay, so I don't know if I want to read the indictment or not. I don't want to bore you guys with hearing the same stuff over and over again. Okay. So, grand jury indictment. The complaint was filed on May 26, 2011. No, not that. Extradite. Hey, is Six Oaks in here?
Six Oaks is in here, and just so you're aware, look at Vestige of Peace's message. Do you have your comments on StreamYards?
No, I've got it on my phone. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking on my phone. Like, where was it at? Is it?
No, it was like right at the. It wasn't that long ago. You can turn your comments on StreamYards, and it's easier to see.
Oh, they're getting. My stream's being reported for misinformation, but I got this straight from the PD. That's crazy. That's so funny.
All right, Six Oaks answered. He's still in here.
Okay, Six Oaks. Why is this here? Does that just mean that they're allowed to extradite him? Is that why it says okay?
I would assume that it is, yes.
I'm thinking, yeah. Just wanted to make sure.
But let's wait for Six Oaks to tell us whether we're both wrong or right. Vestige of Peace, please email it to me at nofrillsmedia24@gmail.com. Stephanie, can you put my email in the comments, please? Six Oaks said that is correct, that they could extradite.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, so these are their charges. The complainant herein personally appears and being duly sworn complains on information and belief against Tyler Kane, Amanda Gilroy, and Christopher Ruff. And this was in Maricopa County, Arizona. Okay. So it says, Tyler, Amanda, and Christopher, on or about the 21st day of May 2011, in the course of taking property of another from Robert, person or immediate presence, and against his will, he used threats or force against him with the intent to, he wanted his money. So he was coercing or surrendering his property, which was money. We already clarified that in the narrative that we read. Of course, taking or retaining the property, or an accomplice was armed with a deadly weapon. I'm going to write down these KRSs so we can go look these up and see what they're all about. I'm curious to see.
ARS. You're dealing with Arizona, not Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, these are ARSs. Thank you.
Sorry.
You can tell where my brain stays. I've been doing a lot of stuff working on the Kentucky case. Okay, ARS. I would have figured it out whenever I was like, he's not in Kentucky. Why are we looking at Kentucky stuff, guys? 13-1901. 2. 301. 302.
JT, when you get caught up, thank you for becoming a new member.
Thank you very much. I don't get to publish much content, so I recommend that you guys don't buy memberships. Although I was in the process of working on DCS stuff, and then I just felt compelled to share this, so I put all the DCS stuff on hold. That way I could share this out with you guys. All right, so
Jenny with an I. Yeah, if you pull Chris's up on a different browser, you can listen to both of them at the same time.
I bet that would be a bit confusing because I can hear a little bit of what he's saying in there. Okay, make sure I've got 702, 801, 1301, 1304. Well, I'm wondering, I think that they meant to put, I don't think that they have a 301 because I did look at their statutes earlier. I'll write them down anyway, just as they appear. 1304. All right. So it says Tyler Kane, Amanda Gilroy, and Christopher Ruff on or about the 21st day of May restrained Robert with the intent to inflict death, physical injury, or a sexual offense on him, or to otherwise aid in the commission of a felony in violation of ARS. And then we're going to go look all these up here just a bit, just to be curious. The state of Arizona further alleges that the offense charged in this count is a dangerous felony because the offense involved the discharge, use, or threatening exhibition of a gun, a deadly weapon, or dangerous instrument.
They do have a 1301. I just looked it up. And thank you, Firm, for that. You deserve a big salute.
Who?
Firm Audits. He figures if other people can brigade, then he will do a brigade himself.
Fair enough, sir. Thank you. All right. This last line. Okay, so this is just on Tyler and Christopher. It says on the 21st day of May 2011, using a gun and or knife, a deadly weapon, or dangerous instrument intentionally placed in reasonable apprehension of imminent physical injury, in violation, and then we have those wrote down, I think. No, I don't have the 1203. 1204, 3105. I do have the 301 up there already. 302, 303, 304, 701, 702, and 801. Yep. This is actually kind of cool. You guys are you're doing what I normally do behind the scenes. You're doing it with me. I kind of like this. Okay, state of Arizona further alleges that the offense charged in this court or in this count is a dangerous felony cause, I think I already read that, didn't I? Just making sure.
Okay, and if you look on this page in the middle there, it says ARS literal. So count 1, the general is the 1904, but then the literal actually gives you like the paragraph maybe. Paragraph and subsection, like A1, A3, and A2.
Thank you, Nikki. And then A1, A3, A2. This is 1304, 1204, 13. Okay. Let's see. Oh, has a warrant for failure to appear out of Wickenburg PD. No extradition. So he had a warrant already?
He had a warrant, but they were not...
they weren't extraditing for it.
Correct.
Okay, so I need to request these records too. No extradition. Prior arrest. It's a prior arrest. Possession of MJ. Let's see. Committed violent felony charges. What facts indicate the defendant will flee if released? Committed violent felony charges. Okay. So firearm. Someone was injured by the defendant. Someone was threatened by the defendant. Nature and extent of threats. Victim was told he would be killed. That's pretty dangerous. Pretty egregious, really. Give me your money or else. Property offense. Okay. Names of co-defendants. How's the situation brought to the attention of the police? The victim. Serial number. And then we're back down to the narrative.
Okay, now, if I'm not wrong, I believe that since Christopher Ruth was a felon in possession of a firearm, he could still be charged federally. Since he wasn't charged on the state level, there'd be no double jeopardy. And there is no statute of limitations that apply federally, and that would be under 18 USC section 922G.
6 Oaks, do you want to come up here?
That was 6 Oaks who told me that.
Okay.
That I might want to point that out.
Thank you. I feel like he's a good one. If you want to come up here, you don't feel like you are being, coerced. to come up here, but I would appreciate it. It would be helpful if you would come up here and you can just throw your little tidbits out there. Because, I mean, you dealt with the federal aspect of stuff before. Is he still in here? I'm waiting.
Yeah, he is still in here, and I just emailed him the link.
Okay, thank you. So he'll come up if he wants. All right, so on this narrative, the way I understood it whenever Chris was explaining it, he basically stated that he didn't do anything except for hold the empty gun when he was in the front seat. Am I right? Like whenever he was explaining it, that's what he said?
I believe he said that he had taken the bullets out of the weapon.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he hadn't done anything.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Six Oaks is driving right now, but he's listening. He'll chime in when he can.
Okay. Thank you, Six Oaks. So yeah, basically everything that was alleged that he did, he's saying that he didn't do it. In fact, he blamed it on the other person, right?
I think pull his video up.
We're going to go back over it, but I want to make notes because this is how I do it. This is just how I do it.
He said set it up, but had no part in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So according to this narrative, it says that Tyler and Christopher both beat up the victim. Black four-door location. Okay, so Christopher's the one that pulled out the automatic handgun.
Joe Lalo, the victim, was a minor at the time.
I think that he had just turned 18. Or maybe not. Because whenever we first looked into this, it was redacted to the point where if you looked under that KRS, the only reason that they would have done that redaction is if it was a domestic partner or if it was a minor. So he may have been just under 18, which I'm going to have to go back through and fix this video and redact it.
Thank you. Don't step on me, Steph.
So Tyler had the knife. Chris had the gun. Pull it over the fence. Told by Christopher and
all 180 of you who are still in here, we appreciate you supporting OMC.
Yes, thank you guys for sticking it out with me. Okay. All right, let's go back and listen to his video. Go ahead and get this pulled up here. So, stop screen, present, screen share, share screen. This one. Nope. Window. I guess I have to share my entire screen in order for the audio to work.
I didn't think so. I thought you just could share the tab. Welcome in the Vigilance Committee. According to the Vigilance Committee, Christopher Ruff, in his own words, said he didn't want to get into trouble for unaliving someone, not that it would be morally reprehensible.
Oh, and this incident or recently while I've been reviewing his stuff?
That I don't know.
Because that could be him threatening me or talking about this case. So, I don't know. All right, so I've got it with audio. Let's go back through and listen to this again. Make this bigger so that you guys can see it. All right.
Okay, so on 5/21/2011 at approximately whatever hours, I responded to 3801 West Indian School Road to back up Officer Diaz on a call of a check welfare at the restaurant being Denny's. Upon arrival, I spoke with victim one, Robert, who told me he had been jumped and $1,000 in cash had been stolen from him. Victim one stated he had been forced into a car at gunpoint and then dumped on the side of the road at North 38th Ave, just south of West Indian School Road. Victim one stated suspects had thrown his wallet over a fence. And that's true, we did. Robert stated he had gone to a Wells Fargo in a Bash's grocery today in the area of Dysart Road and Camelback. He stated he withdrew $1,000 so that he could buy a car. Robert stated he found a 1991 Acura Integra HE he was going to buy. He stated he had been in contact with his friend, suspect one, Christopher Ruff, who had stated he wanted to help Robert buy a car. Robert made plans to meet with Christopher at the Jack in the Box at North 75th Ave and West Indian School Road. Robert stated that at approximately 19:55 hours, suspect one, Christopher arrived in his black Subaru Impreza being driven by suspect one's girlfriend, Amanda. Robert stated that suspect two, Tyler Kane, was in the back seat. The plan was for all four individuals to meet the owner of the Acura Integra so Robert could take a look at it and buy it. Robert stated that at approximately 1950, oh no, I already read that. Robert stated Amanda started driving around as if lost. Robert stated he was driven to the area of 7300 West Meadowbrook to a vacant house with an open garage. Robert stated the black Subaru driven by Amanda stopped there, and Robert thought Christopher was going to make a drug deal with somebody. Robert stated he and Tyler both got out of the backseat of the Subaru and smoked a cigarette. Robert said Christopher gave a handgun to Tyler, who racked the slide, pointed the gun at Robert, and told Robert to give him the $1,000. Now, Robert's not a woman's name, for those of you that aren't aware of that kind of thing.
Nope.
Tyler told Robert he was going to pistol whip him and kill him if Robert didn't hand over all the cash in 10 seconds.
Okay. So I'm just going back on this. That way I'm not switching back and forth. Christopher said that Tyler is the only one that said that.
Thank you, Remy, for the $2 super chat.
So, still driving. All again.
I got an idea. Sorry. Do the gallon of bleach.
Oh, I guess Todd's saying that I should have rehearsed better. Why would I rehearse going over somebody else's record? Like I'm literally doing this with you guys. Why would I rehearse this? I feel like only people that be lying be rehearsing. Like I'm not trying out for a play. I'm not trying to lie to you guys. We're looking into this together, right? We're doing it at the same time. Silly, silly, petty little child. I hear some of the stuff that Chris is saying to him. It's funny. Okay, I'm just trying to find the spot where Reed to help him.
Snapface says maybe you should try out for OMC the musical.
Oh,
Then you would have a reason to rehearse.
let's do it. That would be a crazy musical. I don't think I would want to do that. Okay, it says what to do. It straight up says Christopher told him that he wanted $1,000 or he would kill him. It says Christopher told him that he wanted $1,000 or he would kill him. Not Tyler, but Christopher Ruff told him that. Okay, so there's our first one. There's probably more that I'll catch later. All right, let's keep going.
Seconds. He didn't say that part. That's some weird shit that was added into the police report that was not said. Like any conversation about give us money happened inside of the car. I didn't hand him the gun. He racked the slide. Like in their narrative, we're all still standing outside of the car, but that's not what happened. I handed him the gun. They both got into the back seat of the car again. We started driving around. Then he racked the slide and made him cough up his money. And after he racked the slide, I knew he had a live round in the chamber, so I made him give me my gun back and took the fucking round out of it and then put it underneath of my arm like this while they're in the back seat.
Who did he just say pointed the gun?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to him. I was watching chat.
Let's go back over one more time.
They both got into the back seat of the car again. We started driving around. That's some weird shit that was added into the police report that was not said. Like any conversation about give us money happened inside of the car. I didn't hand him the gun. He racked the slide. Like in their narrative, we're all still standing outside of the car, but that's not what happened. I handed him the gun. They both got into the back seat of the car again. We started driving around. Then he racked the slide and made him cough up his money. And after he racked the slide, I knew he had a live round in the chamber, so I made him give me my gun back and took the fucking round out of it and then put it underneath of my arm like this while they're in the back seat.
Okay, so
So was that an admission of it being his gun?
yeah, it was absolutely his gun. Even his girlfriend said that it was his gun, that he has it everywhere he goes. But my thing is so his girlfriend didn't see any violence, right? So she didn't see him with the gun. She didn't hear any of this stuff. And the other guy said that all of this stuff happened to him while he was outside of the vehicle. So is the victim and the girlfriend lying, or is Christopher Ruff lying? Because if it happened the way Christopher just described it, then the girlfriend would have seen all of this. You know, she would have been there because they did it in the car, right?
But wait a minute. In those papers that you have,
the narrative,
doesn't it say that Christopher Ruff said that he had nothing to do with the incident?
No, that was Tyler.
It was at the top. It was a top paragraph on one of the pages.
Christopher lives in girlfriend Amanda Gilroy and Christopher's friend.
Nope. Skip back another page.
Well, this is the narrative, and that was the first paragraph. Hang on. Taking Christopher agreed to help him. Tyler and Amanda in what he described as a black four-door Subaru. Okay, so they stopped at a house, and he thought that the victim thought that Christopher was just delivering some marijuana to someone. So he stepped out of the car to have a cigarette. And then I'll find that part that you were saying where he said that he had nothing to do with it. I think it was Tyler that said that, though. I may be wrong, though. Okay, so then while he's outside smoking,
I believe it was when the officers, right after the officers read Christopher Ruff his Miranda rights.
Okay, so that would be on the very back. So it says, Christopher was advised of his Miranda rights and interviewed while at police headquarters. Christopher stated he was not involved with this incident and did not commit the crime he is being charged with. But he pled guilty.
He pled guilty and, well, he waived his rights to a jury trial, yes. But was he lying to the police, or is he lying on his live stream? Because now there's two different things that Christopher Ruff has said.
It's almost like we need to get a whole series of notes going on here just to keep track of it. It's crazy. Why can people just not tell the truth and be honest? It makes people have to go through and do shit like this whenever they call them out. It probably would have been better, though, in a little bit of Todd's defense, if I would have rehearsed this. Then I could have just took you guys straight to the points that, you know, I found that he was lying and been like, okay, so easy peasy, he's lying. But then you guys wouldn't really get to see the process that I do, that I have to go through. And it's annoying sometimes, especially when you're dealing with idiots like this. Okay, so it says Tyler had also exited the vehicle and stood with Christopher. Amanda was still inside the vehicle. This is where Christopher told him he wanted $1,000 or he would kill him. The victim said that he didn't know what to do, so he just stood there and surrendered the money.
Okay, so Tyler said that this all happened outside the vehicle.
The victim did.
Oh, sorry. The victim said that. But Christopher Ruff just said it all happened inside the vehicle.
But then his girlfriend is also saying that she has no knowledge of anything that occurred because it happened away from her outside of the vehicle, right? So we've got girlfriend saying it didn't happen with her, and she stayed in the vehicle. And then the victim stated that it happened outside of the car.
And Christopher Ruff said that their narrative says it all happened outside of the car. But then he goes on to tell the story that it was inside the car.
Right. So I just find it highly unlikely that two people told the exact same lie. Whenever they obviously, I mean, the victim's not going to be chatting it up with the girlfriend that was the driver, being like, okay, this is how we're going to lie. Okay, we're going to get your boyfriend in trouble. Like, that just doesn't happen. That's unrealistic. Unless maybe I'm being, that's normal, right? Like, the victim wouldn't be talking to the person who held him at gunpoint, his girlfriend, right? That's not normal, is it?
Not in my world, anyway.
Not typically. I mean, I would not go seek out somebody that had just robbed me, whether they were just the driver or the person with the gun. There's no way. Okay, so it happened outside of the car is what this narrative is saying. This is what the victim said. Christopher held him at gunpoint.
Tiffany, you have a question in chat.
Yes. Hey, generally specific. How about you go mind your own business? I have already said a gazillion times I'm not discussing anything to do with my kids. I didn't ask for any super chats. I am merely going over this criminal felon's record, and I'm so super sorry that it hurts your feelings, but how about you get on your tiny little baby feet and go back over to your channel where people actually care, because none of us over here care about what you have to say. Thanks. Bye. Okay, so Christopher held him at gunpoint. He's the one that said that he wanted the $1,000. And then both of them are the ones that beat him up. Okay. Let's carry on.
Robert stated he gave Tyler his wallet and everything that was in his pockets. Robert said Tyler took the $1,000 and both Christopher and Tyler went through his wallet. Robert said he was forced back into the black Subaru with a spoiler at gunpoint against his will.
Okay, I have an idea. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to make this super easy on all of us. I'm going to share the narrative while we listen to it. And then you guys can just compare for yourselves.
Oh, here it comes. You're going to try to spin a narrative that the documents are fake or falsified. Oh, if we redacted the victim's name and address off here.
I swear Chris is deaf. I know he's hard of hearing.
He is deaf. Like, you guys hear that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up. We're going to look at that, and then hopefully you guys will be able to see this because I'm going to play his stuff in the background. All right, let's get back just a smidge. Okay, that's where we need to be. So I'm going to present this, and I'm going to just share my entire screen with you guys. Entire screen, audio, share. All right. Here.
Vacant house with an open garage. Robert stated the black Subaru driven by Amanda.
Scoot that over on top of your
Robert
StreamYard.
thought Christopher was going to make a drug deal with somebody. Robert stated he and Tyler.
Drag it over where? Over here?
Nope, the other way.
Over here?
Yes.
Okay. So I need to get it to pretty close to where this is.
And also, if you can you make it the
Bigger.
word bigger?
Yes.
No, not the, nope.
This.
The, yeah. So like,
Oh,
not that big.
wow. That was really big. And then see if that's not going to fit. So I'll take it down one more. That escalated quickly.
One more.
You almost got it. All right. All right, let me hit play and we will find.
Tyler both got out of the backseat of the Subaru and smoked a cigarette. Robert said Christopher gave a handgun to Tyler, who racked the slide, pointed the gun at Robert, and told Robert to give him the $1,000. Now, Robert's not a woman's name for those of you that aren't aware of that kind of thing. Tyler told Robert he was going to pistol whip him and kill him if Robert didn't hand over all the cash in 10 seconds. He didn't say that part. That's some weird shit that was added into the police report that was not said. Like any conversation about give us money happened inside of the car. I didn't hand him the gun. He racked the slide. Like in their narrative, we're all still standing outside of the car, but that's not what happened. I handed him the gun. They both got into the back seat of the car again. We started driving around. Then he racked the slide and made him cough up his money. And after he racked the slide, I knew he had a live round in the chamber, so I made him give me my gun back and took the fucking round out of it and then put it underneath of my arm like this while they're in the back seat. Robert stated he gave Tyler his wallet and everything that was in his pockets. Robert said Tyler took the $1,000 and both Christopher and Tyler went through his wallet. Robert said he was forced back into the black Subaru with a spoiler at gunpoint against his will.
Okay, whatever Mr. Ruff is reading.
Where is he getting this from? This isn't the narrative.
And hang on. That's just what I was going to say. Whatever he is reading maybe court papers rather than
maybe
the police report.
Maybe something that I wasn't allowed to get. I don't know. I'll put in another request and see if I can get anything any different. But still, yet, regardless, it doesn't match at all. And they wouldn't have that many narratives going into a court case. 6 Oaks, are you still in here? Like, I kind of feel like if there was that many narratives going in on one court case, that would cause issues with the case, would it not? While we're waiting, we'll just continue to listen.
That's, yeah, if he can answer.
Of West Indian School Road.
I lost my place.
Robert made plans to meet with Christopher at the girlfriend, Amanda. Robert stated that suspect 2, Tyler Kane, was in the back seat. The plan was for all 4 individuals to meet the owner of the Acura Integra so Robert could take a look at it and buy it. Robert stated that at approximately 1950, oh no, I already read that.
West Meadowbrook Avenue.
Amanda started driving around as if lost. Robert's
the Meadowbrook Avenue, this is the address of where they went to, where they stopped, where they robbed him. This is where the victim said that he thought that Christopher was stopping to do like a marijuana sale. So this is the unknown house that they stopped at.
Stated he was driven.
Ruff is reading the police report and you're reading the indictment.
House.
No, this is the narrative.
But it's still the indictment, the court indictment. This is the narrative that was from court, and that's what 6 Oaks said.
Okay.
It's going to be a little different. The indictment should have more details than what Ruff was
So we
reading.
need to go up to the indictment then.
No, you have the indictment.
Okay.
Ruff has the actual police report.
Okay. Well, I need to do more records requests, but still, he's putting all the blame off on the other guy, like every single bit of it. He's not owning anything.
With an open garage, Robert stated the black Subaru driven by Amanda stopped there, and Robert thought Christopher was going to make a drug deal with somebody. Robert stated he and Tyler both got out of the backseat of the Subaru and smoked a cigarette. Robert said Christopher gave a handgun to Tyler, who racked the slide, pointed the gun at Robert, and told Robert to give him the $1,000. Now, Robert's not a woman's name, for those of you that aren't aware of that kind of thing. Tyler told Robert he was going to pistol whip him and kill him if Robert didn't hand over all the cash in 10 seconds. He didn't say that part. That's some weird shit that was added into the police report that was not said. Like any conversation about give us money happened inside of the car. I didn't hand him the gun. He racked the slide. Like in their narrative, we're all still standing outside of the car, but that's not what happened. I handed him the gun. They both got into the back seat of the car again. We started driving around. Then he racked the slide and made him cough up his money. And after he racked the slide, I knew he had a live round in the chamber, so I made him give me my gun back and took the fucking round out of it and then put it underneath of my arm like this while they're in the back seat. Robert stated he gave Tyler his wallet and everything that was in his pockets. Robert said Tyler took the $1,000 and both Christopher and Tyler went through his wallet. Robert said he was forced back into the black Subaru with a spoiler at gunpoint against his will. Robert stated while in the car, he was punched in the face by Tyler in the back seat of the car while Christopher held a gun on him from the front passenger seat. Yeah, I had my gun under my arm like this, pointed at the back seat and at him. There wasn't a round in there, though. I'm not going to shoot this dude over $1,000, but the dude I was with, the 18-year-old Tyler that I was with, now that fool was stupid enough to actually shoot somebody. So that's why I took my gun away. So we only got in trouble for armed robbery, or not a murder.
Okay, so Chris is saying that the gun was never handed to Tyler to place inside the vehicle because they were in the vehicle and that's where Tyler racked it.
Cliff wants you to pause.
Okay. Oh, Oklahoma, I don't care what Todd has to say, especially whenever he's talking about my body. He has no room to talk. He should probably go look in the mirror and maybe call Jenny Craig.
Yes, caveman. He did just admit that it was his gun again. And apparently there's a big delay between here and on Chris's channel. And Matt, you're right. I do believe that the police, Chris Ruff is saying the police report is wrong. So he is lying because the indictment states otherwise. And he did plead guilty to the indictment.
I mean, even if this isn't like the specific narrative, they had to have taken what is here from the reports that they received from the individual person. They can't twist it as much as it is here. Like, they can't do that.
It can be twisted any way that somebody wants to put a spin on it.
Right. However, I know that he's putting his own living narrative into it. I get that.
Right.
But he's also...
Notice that he said in the report that the gun wasn't his, but yet on his live, he said the gun was his.
Right.
I'm getting another text. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me see. I gotta go take care of something.
I know Bloodborne. I know that they're...
That one is taken care of.
I understand that these reports are not 100% accurate. I understand that. But my point is that his narrative, his improving, whatever you want to call it, you know, whatever it is that he's doing, whether it's him reading from his paper or the victim's paper or his statement, I don't know and I don't care. Because it still does not match up with what was written here. And this is what was written by the officer. This is what was submitted into court. Am I wrong? 6 Oaks, this is what was submitted into the court for his indictment, correct? Because that's what you said a while ago.
Yes, this is the actual court indictment. That's why they actually have the breakdown of the revised statutes with the different paragraphs.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
he's still
not
typing.
going to be that huge. Like that, there's not going to be that big of a difference. It's not going to switch people as to who is holding the gun. It's not going to switch people. No, I mean, it's obvious that Chris was telling his audience lies to make it look like he didn't do as much as what he actually did do.
Jenny with an I believe through the court, because there are release papers at the end of the documents that OMC has.
Yeah, we got these from the courthouse. We called and requested them, and they sent them to us.
Okay. The indictment comes from the grand jury testimony and evidence presented to the grand jury. The police report is only what the victim said and what the police saw. The narrative that you are reading comes from the indictment, which he confessed to and presented to the court when he took his plea deal. So what you have is what he told the court he is guilty of.
Okay.
What he is reading could be a police report, could be a police report with him adding to it.
Okay, so regardless, this is what he agreed that he did, right? This is what Chris agreed to, you know.
Yes, the one that you have.
Yes. But if he agreed that he did all of these things in court, then why is he still telling his audience a completely different narrative? Like, he's making himself look not quite so bad by putting everything on the other guy, the Tyler guy. And he's not owning anything for himself.
Well, Tiffany, human nature says that when you're going to get in trouble for something, even in children as young as 3 and 4, what do? You try and find someone else so you don't get as much punishment or as much hate for what you did. You know, you can ask a 3-year-old child with scissors in their hands, did you cut your hair? And they're going to look around and they're going to go, no, the dog did it.
Maybe I was just a weird kid, man. Because I was like, yep, I did it. I was an only child too, though, so I didn't have anybody else I could blame stuff on. I get what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying. I get it. But why is he still continuing? Is he still that lost little child that still needs assistance and, you know, people to love him and not think so badly of him?
I can't answer that.
I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with, because you are right. You know, whenever people are younger and whenever they are in fear, they sometimes do that, you know, like put blame on somebody else, especially when they think they can get away with it. So I don't know what an adult's excuse would be, except for he gives zero fucks about the stuff that he's done to people, and he has zero accountability to this day. And that's a problem. That's a problem whenever people just continue to have no accountability for anything. And then they still try to twist the narrative and they try to put all of the horrible stuff onto somebody else. What is that ding sound?
It's the notification from 6 Oaks.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. The other thing is you're putting the info on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And we can still see your screen.
Yes.
But Christopher Ruff only read it and never once showed it.
Right.
So he can say it said whatever he wants. And with having the paperwork on the screen, as Cliff points out, you can't twist or change that.
No, and I guarantee you, anybody that requests these records, you'll get the exact same records that we did. Because the moment that we received it, I printed out 2 copies extra, and I took a permanent marker and thought that I did a good job redacting this one, which I did not, and I suck at that. Sorry. But this is what you will get. So, do you guys want to still keep looking into this more, or
I think we pretty much have proved your point, unless you wanted to go look up those statutes to see what they were.
Do you guys want to go and look at the statutes just to take a look, see and see what they say? I want to stop sharing my screen for just a second while I get over there. A real criminal never sees or hears anything. By what I'm seeing, I would concur.
And look, the victim's name was already put out by Christopher Ruff anyway.
Yes.
Wingspan Angels suggests she'd want to see the statutes.
All right. Oh, don't want to do that, do I?
Trying to accuse him of being a drug addict, drug dealer, or what you call it, and saying that, he was at fault for his own crime.
So just to make sure, I'm pulling up Arizona revised statutes, not Kentucky revised statutes. All right, I can go back to screen sharing. Window, this one. All right, you guys can see that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back to my statutes here. So we're going to go down to 13. Title 13, Criminal Code.
And then search in that box right there.
Yeah, I do.
Will this let me search the number, I wonder?
Sorry, cops, not a video. Those are court records that were scanned into the computer.
1904.
This is called producing your own.
Yep, it's the 1, 2, 3rd one down.
And we did it after.
Wait, did I click on the wrong one? 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I clicked on the 49. I'm going to have to start wearing my glasses again as much as I don't want to.
Oh, and Chris said don't worry about putting the victim name out because Christopher Ruff already did.
Yeah, I heard him saying that just a while ago. I felt a bit bad about that, and then I was hearing the video. I was like, yeah, he's already said that. Okay, so 13-1904, armed robbery classification. A person commits armed robbery if in the course of committing robbery as prescribed in section 13-1902, the person or an accomplice does any of the following. Is armed with a deadly weapon or a simulated deadly weapon, uses or threatens to use a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument or a simulated deadly weapon, takes possession of or attempts to take possession of a deadly weapon. And then it says armed robbery is a class 2 felony. So
now, if you look, what is they've got him charged with 13-1904, and then what paragraph and what number?
A3, which is it was A1. I'm sorry.
Which is armed with a deadly weapon.
Mm-hmm. So there's that one. And then we need to go to 1304.
So, yep. Nope, you don't have to go back. Click the other one.
What, here?
Or no, go back on this. Oh, yeah, you can. Yep. I can barely see it.
1304. Because we just did 1904.
Nope, that's a state bill.
No, thank you. How did I end up doing this? Let's just go back. And then we'll go back again. Oh, it was up there. Go forward. Here.
Oh, nope. Go
Wait,
back.
that was...
Go back. One screen.
Hang on. Before I do that. So we were in 1304. For some odd reason, I was reading it as 1904. So 1304, which is... No. So 1904. A1. Okay, so that one was right. This is 1304. No, it's 1904.
Go back one screen.
I'm having issues here. I need my glasses.
Now, down in the middle where it says search under
There
title.
you go.
There you go.
Why was I thinking I'd seen a 1304?
Because
Crazy.
there was a third. Oh, I don't know.
me just go with All right, 1304. So this
Right
is
there.
kidnapping. So 1304 is A3. So A3, which says inflict death, physical injury, or a sexual offense on the victim, or to otherwise aid in the commission of a felony, or, but it doesn't have any others that it picked.
So that's for kidnapping. A person commits kidnapping by knowingly restraining another person with the intent to, and then what is that, 3? Inflict death, blah, blah, blah.
Yep, A3.
Okay. So does it say anything? Kidnapping is a class 2 felony. Unless the victim is released voluntarily by the defendant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, without physical injury. So I don't know if that
That's the reason why they probably noted his physical injuries before they went into it. Class 3 felony. They didn't, I don't think they did a class 3 felony. They only did a class 2. Class 2 felony, punishable pursuant to section 13705. So we should probably look at 13705. But before we do that, I'm going to look at the 131204. So I need to go back.
Well, KS Motorcycle Riding Patriot, you know, you don't have to watch it, but thank you for helping the algorithm. Unfortunately, if we're fumbling around decade-old cases, you know, some people are finding it interesting. So
I like fumbling around with old cases. He should probably go back home over onto Christopher Ruff's channel. He'd feel more comfortable there. 131204. Okay, so this one was A2. So
this is aggravated assault.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2, if the person uses a deadly weapon.
Yep,
or a dangerous instrument.
A person commits aggravated assault if the person commits assault as prescribed by section 131203 under any of the following circumstances. And 2 says if the person uses a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. So he wouldn't have agreed, like pled guilty to that, if he didn't have, you know, the gun. Which, I mean, I guess he did say that he had the gun, but he supposedly just had it pointed back at him, and that, I don't care. His narrative doesn't match what the court narrative says. That's the only thing I care about. So 13705. $704, $703. Did I punch in the wrong number? Nope, 705.
Me too, Alex.
Did I overlook 705?
Not that I've seen. I see a 704.
That's what they're saying. You're such a horrible investigator. My middle name is not Liam. It's not Liam. It starts with an
I
L.
guess everyone's here watching, so they can all see us fumble around and stumble upon, you know, the right statutes.
Yeah, you know. At least we're
701, 705, is it the 1, 2, 3? Yeah, that one.
Oh, look at that. 13705. Oh.
What? Oh,
Dangerous
you didn't
crime.
write down the paragraph and stuff, did you?
It didn't have a paragraph with this one.
Oh, okay.
It just said that that one charge, which was the 1304. Here, it was this one, I believe. Yes, so it was kidnapping. And then it says, if the victim is under 15 years of age, kidnapping is a class 2 felony. And what was he charged with? Where's my PDF file? Oh, I'm going to have to bring it up again. No, I'll just do this. Bring that back up for you guys. All right. So, kidnapping, a class 2 dangerous felony. If the victim is under 15 years of age, kidnapping is a class 2 felony punishable pursuant to section 13705.
So this right here, this charge, a class 2 felony, you just read that, is the victim was 15 years old.
Right, but also underneath this it says a person who is at least 18 years of age and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree involves commercial sexual exploitation of a minor or child sex trafficking, and the person has previously been convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree shall be sentenced to imprisonment in the custody of State Department of Corrections for natural life. So he didn't get life. So a person who is at least 18 years of age who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree involving sexual assault of a minor who is 12 years of age. Kid was older than that. So except as otherwise provided in this section, a person who is at least 18 years of age or who has been tried as an adult and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree involving attempted first-degree murder of a minor who is under 12 years of age, sexual assault of a minor who is under 12 years of age. Are all of these about kids that young? So this is about a previous offense?
No, hang on. Except as otherwise provided, a person who is at least 18 or has of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree. Nope, that's involving murder. Okay. Dangerous crime in the first degree.
And then D says, except as otherwise provided in this section, a person who is at least 18 years of age or who has been tried as an adult and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree involving second-degree murder of a minor who is under 15 years of age may be sentenced to life imprisonment and is not eligible. Okay, what's the next one say? Except as otherwise provided in the section, a person who is at least 18 years of age or who has been tried as an adult and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children. So every single one of these says that the person has to have been convicted of a dangerous crime against a child prior to this.
F.
Do you find F?
F. Except
Okay.
as otherwise provided, and then it says kidnapping.
A person who is at least 18 years of age or who has been tried as an adult and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree involving aggravated assault and lawful mutilation molestation of a child, sexual exploitation of a minor, aggravated luring a minor for sexual exploitation, child abuse, or kidnapping, shall be sentenced to a term of imprisonment as follows. The minimum for that was 10 years. Maybe if we go on down, because he got 7.
They're making him show up.
Okay, so
here's a minimum.
So it's-
let's see.
the minimum for 5 years, a person who has been previously convicted of one
Nope.
shall be sentenced imprisonment follows. Okay, so this one maybe. Let's see how they did this.
Keep going down.
Okay, so this. Maybe this one, 2.5. Except as otherwise provided in this section, has been tried as an adult. Every single one of these involves convicted.
Again, in the first degree, that's 3969.
Provided in this section, a person who is at least 18 years of age or who has been tried as an adult and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the first degree.
Right here, M.
Okay. Notwithstanding Chapter 10 of this title, a person who is at least 18 years of age or who has been tried as an adult and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the second degree.
Everything Chris said was a lie. She just proved it.
That's another previous conviction of a child crime.
Has been tried as convicted. Okay. It says he's at least 18 or was tried as an adult. He is convicted of a dangerous crime against a minor. It doesn't say what age, just against children. In the second degree, he was convicted of a crime, a dangerous crime.
No, but the key word is previously. All of these say previously convicted.
This one doesn't.
Which one?
M, like Mary.
That's the one that I just read.
Where's
previously? 18 years ago, or who? Okay, so is at least 18 years of age, or who has been tried as an adult and who is convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the second degree, pursuant to subsection B, C, E, F, or I, is guilty of a Class C felony. Okay, so convicted of a dangerous crime against children in the second degree, pursuant to subsection B, C, E, F, or I. So it's not B, C, E, F, or I. But you know what B, C, E, F, and I have in common? Convicted of a dangerous crime against children. Okay. Not eligible for release, confinement of any basis except as specified or specifically authorized by Section 31 to 33. Okay, Section A or B, until the person has served the sentence imposed by the court, the person is eligible for release pursuant to Section 41. I don't care about that release right now.
But see, that's N. That's a different subsection. M has a minimum 5 years.
Right. I just finished reading M. I hadn't jumped down to N yet. That was just after the B, C, E, or
okay.
N. Okay. We've got some more. A person who is convicted of any dangerous crime against children in the second degree and who has been previously convicted of one or more. I don't know what that word is.
This is going to be a which word? Concurrently?
No, I know what that is. Is it predicate?
Predicate, meaning a person who's had a felony before.
Oh, okay. I have never seen or used that word. That's crazy. I'm in my 4th term of school, and I haven't seen or used it yet. Defines only the main content.
And Cliff said to watch our words, apparently, because of the subject matter of
good looking out. Thank you. Sorry. I appreciate you letting me know that, though.
And I didn't even think about it. I'm sorry.
I didn't either. I was reading. I was just like, okay. So there's the offense. I just looked it up in my Black's Law Dictionary. An earlier offense that can be used to enhance a sentence levied for a later conviction. Offenses are defined by statute and are not uniform from state to state. Okay. All right. So, all right. The sentence imposed. We didn't make it down to. Did I read in?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So, have you been reading through any of these? A person who is convicted of any dangerous crime against short people in the second degree.
I'm not really finding anything that's going to fit because is the dangerous crime. And then if you look at B,
hang on.
Under I.
Hang on, Q. In this section, for purposes of punishment.
That's nope.
Nope.
I. Or T. 1.
Yes.
Okay, I got a suggestion.
Help me. What did he do prior to this that carried over?
Kidnapping. Two kidnappings.
Okay.
But listen, this live stream really should only have covered the bullshit that he lied about.
Right. Well, we are
in that one case.
I'm looking at the Arizona codes that go with it, and
sure.
I'm trying to find what he did in here.
This complicated stuff you're doing. But if you will, try to limit this particular live stream so that you don't run on and on and on, because there's a lot of people that are going to come watch this. I don't want them to get lost in the shuffle. Hang on, let me hear me out.
I'm hearing you.
What we need to show in this one is just short and sweet, just that narrative.
We did.
Because I know, but I would go over it one more time, play his video where he's lying about it, and then you read just that narrative and be done. And then join me in making fun of Todd, because this is a lot of fun. Todd's about to spurg out.
Todd
and I heard he got drunk.
Shaming me.
I know. And talking about squirt and all kinds of weird stuff.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So do that, and then everybody can come make fun of Todd with us. And then we will do more on Chris's record. We got 9 more of Chris's cases on queue ready to go, guys. So let's just cover this one.
Oh yeah,
for now.
we'll have plenty of time to completely rough it up.
So just go back to the narrative.
You want me to
remember that page?
More time?
It's 3 pages long.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, guys. As always, I'm going to
play his video.
I'm going to publish a link with these scanned in so that you guys can go and check them out and you can see it for yourself. And if you want to break it down more like what we were doing here,
yeah, you can do that.
You're more than welcome to.
Just go to yours. This is what I want you to do for this video. Do this. Just read it straight through. Don't stop. And then you can either play his video, his version of it first.
We've got a technique.
I know, but we should do it one more time and then end it. So read just the narrative, because this is what he was pretending to read.
Whose stream is this?
It's yours, baby.
Bye.
But do that because people
Thank
are questioning what you're doing.
Bye.
Thank you.
Well, they should come question me. Goodness gracious.
All right, so
I will pull that back up. Do you guys want to hear it one more time?
Thank you, Troy, for the 10 official misconduct memberships.
Can I say bedwetter? I just said bedwetter. Oh. I hope that doesn't have anything on there because I'm still sharing my screen, aren't I?
No, it's blank. So unpresent your screen till you get what you want up. There you go.
Sharing. Easy peasy. Generated. Okay. Nope, I went into the wrong PowerPoint. No.
Hello, Caucasian Sasquatch.
Hey, Caucasian. I'm happy that you came over to the crazy, mess that I have over here that nobody can understand.
I actually was enjoying it because that's,
I was having fun doing it.
Anyway.
You ruin everything.
Yeah, YouTube, those 10 memberships that just got dropped, nobody got those either. So you may have to contact YouTube.
So I got 50 and then 10.
Yeah, and only 21 of the 50 got done.
Okay. So 21 only. All right. I will contact them tomorrow. All right, let me pull up the video. I say that as soon as I can find the video. I've got to go back into my YouTube. I was excited about reviewing the ice. But
that's boring. That's boring to normal people.
It is. Sorry. If you guys want to have an odd person stream with us later, later at some point, let us know and we'll go through and just spend the whole night going over state codes that somebody may or may not be guilty of.
Only if it's Friday or Saturday because I have to work.
It is Friday, right?
Yeah, today is.
I was like...
Yeah, that's why I'm still here.
Okay, I was like, please tell me it's Friday and that I didn't keep you up past bedtime.
No. Actually, if it was not a Friday, you would still have 15 minutes before pumpkin time.
Okay. It's been so long since I've done anything YouTube that I can't even find my videos.
Well, then, I don't know. Do you think maybe we should just go ahead and do a room raid over on FPS?
Yeah, and if he wants to do it, then he can pull up my stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was enjoying looking at the Arizona codes, and he just sort of came in here and just ruined it. So we'll go over and we'll raid FPSs, and I'm going to go smoke, and then you guys will see me coming in and taking over and controlling his channel like he tries to do with mine. So if you guys want to come and watch me go in there and mess with Chris after I have a cigarette, please do.
Actually, Tiff, if you really wanted to, you could send me the link to Chris's, and then I can go up on Chris's and become the bitch over there and make him have an actual conversation.
Is he doing it in StreamYard?
I don't know.
It'll be a minute before he makes, if he's still sniping me or if he's sniping Todd, sniping me, like however the hell they were doing that. It'll be a minute before he sees this. So let me go. I'm going to go into his stuff real quick. So give me a second. I'm going to log out of my stuff. Shh. Don't go tell him.
He can hear you.
Not yet, he can't. All right.
The snipe of the snipe of the snipe and them. Yeah. Actually, Tiffany, we could snipe. Oh, we could snipe FPS and wouldn't even have to do a room raid.
That would be way too many snipes. So that would talk about being confused. Like everybody would be so super confused. Were you guys confused during that stream? Because there's some people saying that it was confusing. Was anybody confused? Because if so, then I'll go through and practice and get everything organized for you guys next time.
Tiffany, you'll rehearse. Get the word right.
I don't like using appropriate verbiage.
No, I'm being snarky.
No, he's only doing it on YouTube. So,
all right.
But
all right.
Listen, guys, go over there, give him some hell in his chat. You know, tell him that you came from here because you guys love me more than you do him. And I'm going to go smoke, and then I'll be over there in his live stream, talk with you guys more. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
And thank you guys so much for being here. I want to say this real quick, Nikki, and then I'll let you wrap it up for me. And thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the memberships. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you guys, and I have missed you guys. So, Nikki.
And even though I was invited at the last minute, I want to thank you guys for allowing us to stumble through everything. And I have a feeling that maybe we'll be able to have a couple more of these going on. And it would be more of looking up the laws.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be that we both like to do that. And
I like to get down to the nitty gritty of what people have done, you know?
Yeah. So if anybody would be interested in that, stay tuned for OMC's channel. And she'll probably do it without me because she doesn't need my help now.
Oh, no. I like having you here. I do need your help. I need you, Nikki. I need you. And I'm sorry about giving you late notice.
That's okay. Anyway, everybody have a great night. And just remember, go watch Tiffany's story on We Will Hear You. The link has been dropped in the chat. Have a great night. Go give Chris hell. And I'll see you guys all later.
All right. Love you guys. I'll see you just as soon as I step outside for a minute. Thank you so very much, Nikki. I appreciate you coming up with me, and hopefully I'll see you over there too. Good night, guys.